Hi, today we're in Old Town, which is just west of downtown Albuquerque. What you're seeing here is the original church. I'm not sure if it's a cathedral, but we call it the church down in Old Town. It's called San Felipe de Neri, and you can see the grounds are pretty neat, some old trees. That must be one of the original structures, additional offices for the church, that sort of thing. It's on the north side of the square that we call Old Town, and I'm just going to do kind of a walking tour today of Old Town so you can get a better sense of what it's like and how it feels. This is obviously one of the original parts of Albuquerque, the square, and now what it's comprised of is shops, and a lot of Native Americans sell their jewelry on the east side of the square, which I'll get to here in a minute. I'm just kind of panning around the area so you can see some of the buildings and the shops. Right here, this is the south side of the square. The street is called South Plaza, and you can see as I'm panning around, the square is pretty nice. It has brick walkways, big cottonwoods and elm trees, a lot of grass, a bandstand there in the center. Very, very lovely. A lot of tourists here in the summer. This is fairly early in the morning, so we don't see a lot of activity yet. Here's the south side of the square again. This is one of the older souvenir shops called the Covered Wagon. You can see it's just a number of different shops that sell a lot of southwestern oriented gifts, souvenirs, that sort of thing. There's a great Mexican restaurant right here called Casa de Fiesta Mexican restaurant. Marcy and I have eaten in there. It's a really nice dark ambiance on the interior. And then right there is La Placita Dining Room, which is one of the oldest continuously operating Mexican restaurants in town. A lot of tourists come down here to eat because they've heard of it, and the food isn't actually too bad. Here's a close-up of La Placita Dining Room, where along the walkway we have people selling jewelry, a lot of Native Americans and just a lot of local artisans here, and you'll see as I walk by that they sell a lot of jewelry. This is a very historic site where this dining room is. It's originally called Casa de Armijo. I'll get a close-up of the sign here so you can read it. It was built in 1706 by the Armijo family. Kind of a fascinating little history there. Anyway, as we kind of walk down, we can see some of the local artisans selling Mexican jewelry, or Indian, I should say. It's early in the morning, so they're just getting set up.
I know, that's what I said. What about 47? You want to see?
So I took pictures of my single roll. That's all I had. So, and then when I called up there, they said, yeah, you took pictures of your single bracelet.
So we're now at the north end of the restaurant, and as we pan around, we'll see that right next door is La Hacienda, which is another restaurant that's been around for I don't know how many years. But again, it's a very, very old, established restaurant here in Old Town. And as we continue panning, you'll see we come back to the very north side, which is the church that we had originally shot when we got started. And of course, panning around, we're now on the east side of the square, so we can kind of get a little bit more footage of that. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much Old Town. It's very, very quaint. There's a lot of little interior courtyard areas with shops in the back, kind of like Santa Fe. So there's a lot more here than meets the eye. It's just a great place to explore and look for Native American, Spanish goods, handcrafted souvenirs, you know, that sort of thing. Hope you enjoy it. We're inside the church San Felipe de Neri. I just wanted to film the interior of it so you could see what it looks like. This church is over 300 years old, and it's been renovated over the years, but it's still pretty neat. It's very simple. It's not over extravagant. The floors are brick. You can see the pews are pretty much similar to any church. As we get closer, we'll get to the altar. There's I don't know if they call that a lectern or it's similar to a balcony. I'm not Catholic, so I think that's where the priest speaks from. This church is entirely made of adobe. The walls are more than 2 feet thick. You can see maybe in that window the thickness of the walls. A lot of statuary. There's the altar. No one's here today, other than us. Here's a shot back at the entrance where I came in. Quite beautiful. Anyway, that's the inside of the church.